Hello students, welcome to GS Academy, and today we are going to start nuclear chemistry series. In this video we are talking about the nature of nucleus. Actually, you all understood about the basic nature and basic features of nucleus, that the nucleus is composed of nucleons, that are protons and neutrons. Nucleus is characterized by the two numbers, atomic mass number and atomic number. Basically, an atom is composed of certain subatomic particles. The subatomic particles like electron, protons and neutrons are here. One atomic mass unit is defined as 1/12 of the sum of the mass of the carbon 12 atom. As you can see on the screen, that there is an atomic symbol aluminium, which indicates 13 is the atomic number and 27 is the atomic mass. So it indicates that there is 27 nucleons in the aluminium and 14 number of neutrons are present. The number of proton is 13. So there is a variation in the number of protons and neutrons. So how and why this variation is here? So to understand that, we have to first again redetermine the subatomic particle. Actually, we are talking about subatomic particle. We all know about the subatomic particle, like electron is having a particular mass and a particular charge on it. Similarly, we are also well known about the properties of protons and neutrons. But when you are talking about the nucleus, there is a further classification of nucleons. Nucleons are divided into two parts, hadrons and leptons. Hadrons are those particles, those subatomic particles which are having 1 femtometer particle size. I thought you understand the 1 femtometer, it is 10 power minus 15 meter. So those particles which are having a particle size equals to or above 1 fm, those are hadrons. The examples are neutrons, protons and mesons. And another is the leptons. Leptons are infinitely small particles. In these, leptons are engaged in formation of hadrons. When you are thinking in these two pictures, in the first picture I am talking about some quarks and leptons. Quarks which are the small particles which are making protons. Okay, basically in the picture you can see that the atomic nucleus is composed of combination of quarks. Bryon, that is a particle made up of 3 quark. Proton is a 3 quark particle. It is having a charge equivalent to +1. Actually, proton is having a charge equal to +1 because it contains 2 up quarks and 1 down quarks. As in the picture you can see that -1/3 charge is for down quark and +2/3 charge is for up quark. When the 3 quarks are combined to make a proton, then the charge is equals to +1. Similarly, neutron is having again 3 quarks, and its 2 are down quarks, 1 is up quark. So overall there is charge is 0. So the particles which are made up of 3 quarks are baryons, and the particles which are made up of 2 quarks are mesons. Like pion is another particle which is having 1 down quark and 1 up quark, and hence it is having a positive +1 charge. The quarks, up quark and down quark, are bind together by a force which is carried by gluon. So as you can see on the left hand side, that there's 3 generations of quark, of subatomic particles, that is first generation, second generation, third generation. In case of electron, the first generation is electron and electron neutrino, the second generation is muon and mu neutrino, and third generation is tau and tau neutrino. So these all are the leptons, and there is some quarks are down and up, strange in charm, and bottom and top. So these are the three different generation of quarks. Each is having each down quark is having -1/3 charge, and each up quark is having +2/3 charge, and they collectively get the proton. Okay, so now which thing binds the nucleus? Because as we know that in the nucleus there are much more repulsive forces are there. So due to presence of a huge amount of protons, the nucleus is quite highly unstable. So which type of forces are there that bind the nucleus? So about that we can say that nuclear forces are responsible to bind the nucleus. So what are these forces, and what is the reason for stability or instability of the nucleus? So there are two type of forces, electrostatic forces and nuclear forces. Electrostatic forces is made of positively charged particle. As we know that nucleus is made up of positively charged particle, and protons are having high strong repulsive forces. So there is repulsion between protons, and in nuclear forces, that attractive forces between neutrons and protons. These are so short range forces are there that attracts proton, neutron, and neutron. These are the attractive forces. So basically there are two types of forces. One is repulsive forces, that is electrostatic, and another is nuclear forces, that is attractive. So nucleus are stable if they are smaller in size, and as the size increases, the instability of nuclei increases. So as we know that Einstein gave an equation that E is equals to mc square, that energy cannot be created, not be destroyed, and similarly mass. So energy and mass can be interconvert. So when proton neutrons are packed together to form a nucleus, some of the mass is converted to energy and released. So this energy is responsible to bind the protons together. The amount of mass is equals to the force of attracting the nucleons together. The total energy required to break up a nucleus into its constituent protons and neutrons is called binding energy, and it is equals to delta mc square. The nuclear binding energy is measured in mega electron volt, which is much larger than a few electron volt required to hold electrons to an atom. Hence we can say the binding energy is responsible to stabilize the nucleus. So basically when protons and neutrons, which are making attractive and repulsive forces, the nuclear stability is a main focus to understand. So to find out the nuclear stability, there are certain different methods to clear the confusion regarding nuclear stability. So these are even and odd number of protons, packing fraction, nuclear binding, magic number, and density of nucleus. So when we are talking about even and odd number of protons, so basically nuclei with even mass number are relatively more stable, and even mass number nuclides, which comprise 151 by 252, approximate 60% of all stable nuclides, are bosons. That is, they have integer spin. 146 of 151 are even proton and even neutron nuclides, which necessarily have spin 0 because of pairing. Now come to the image that here we are writing a simple phenomena of even odd number of protons and neutrons. So if as you can see in the first one condition, that if protons are in even number, neutrons, the maximum number of stable isotopes is found, that is around 157 isotopes are having even number of protons and even number of neutrons. So you can say that even condition is more stable, while the odd condition is least stable. So even number of proton and even number of neutron gives a high stability condition, and odd number of proton and odd number of neutron is giving a low stability condition. Now, when a beta decay is happening in an even nucleus, then it produces an odd nucleus, or vice versa. If odd one is beta decay, then it is an even nucleus. So an even number of proton or of neutron are more stable, higher binding energy, because pairing effect. So even nuclei are much more stable than odd. Now, another one thing is the packing fraction. Packing fraction is also known as mass defect per nucleon. As we are saying, mass defect. So the energy which is converted to the converted from the mass, then it creates a mass defect. So basically, you are understood that carbon 12 is having a mass of 12 units, and its nucleus is containing 12 nucleons. Each nucleon has a mass of 1 unit. So mass of the nucleus is slightly less than the mass of individual nucleon. The missing mass is called the mass effect, and the mass defect is given by delta m is equals to mass nucleons minus mass nucleus. Okay. The next stability factor is nuclear binding. It is the energy released when the given number of protons and neutrons forming a particular nucleus. The binding energy, the energy to bind a nucleus, is equals to neutron mass plus proton mass minus actual mass of atom. It is also known as mass defect, and equals to 931 into mass defect in mega electron volt. Another factor is the magic number, which is also called as nuclear shell model. The magic number, like in electrons, as we are understood about 2, 8, 18, 18, 32, 32 phenomena. So similarly, in nucleus there is a magic number phenomena. So as we know that the instability is due to a number of protons and neutrons, so certain numbers are relatively specific for unusual stability. So as the greater number of protons, the greater number of neutrons are there, and magic numbers are the number of protons and neutrons which are unusually stable. So if an atom contains 2, 8, 20, 28, 50, 82 or 126 nucleons, protons or neutrons number. So these numbers are considered as magic number. Like Stannis, which is having Z is equals to 50, that is atomic number is equals to 50. So the number of protons is 50, and it is having 10 isotopes, while Z is equals to 49, and as antimony Z is equals to 51 have only 2 isotopes. Another important fact regarding magic number is that lead is having a double magic number, which is 208. The number 208 gives 126 neutrons and 82 protons in it, and hence it is considered as very stable. Moving on to the next factor, that is the density and size of the nucleus. Nuclear density is the density of the nucleus of atom, averaging about 4.1017 kg per metric cube. The nuclear density for a typical nucleus can be approximately calculated from the size of the nucleus. N is equals to A upon 4 by 3 pi r cube is a formula to indicate the nuclear size and density, and in nuclear size is defined by the nuclear radius. It is also called RMS charge radius. The density of an atom is depending on the ratio and number of protons and neutrons, which may represent closed and filled quantum shells. To stabilize itself, nucleus indicates certain nuclear phenomena. The most important phenomena are nuclear transmutation, natural radioactivity, and artificial radioactivity. Natural radioactivity is the self emission of certain particular particles from the nucleus. Nuclear transmutation is the conversion of one nucleus to another by certain types of transformation, and artificial radioactivity is another one artificial phenomena. And fission and fusion reactions are also going on inside the nucleus. So this is all introduction about the nuclear chemistry, and hope you understand certain basic concepts of the nuclear chemistry. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe the channel, and comment if you need a particular topic from any branch of chemistry. Thank you.